Yeah,
Yes.
wonderful. So yeah, we've got about 10 minutes left then. So over to you if you're very happy. I would love to be guided through an exercise. Am I okay
Absolutely.
to stand or do I need to
Could
sit?
sitting will actually be a little bit easier
Yeah.
to do this. Let's have you place your hands on your belly. Okay. And I'm going to have you work with your exhalation breath. And I'm going to have you, as you exhale, I'm going to have you say shh, as if you were like telling somebody to be quiet because the baby's sleeping, right?
Okay.
All right. Yeah. And you should feel your abdominal muscles kind of contracting inward away from your hands as you do that, right? Okay. So let's have you do it a few more times. And on your in-breath, you can close your lips and just take a gentle, just a very gentle breath in. And as you do that, just allow the abdomen to relax. So you're not striving to take more in, you're just relaxing your belly, right? And then on your exhale, and feel that inward hug, almost like your belly's hugging your spine. Good. And then relaxing the belly on the in-breath. Maybe twice more like that. And now that you have the felt sense of the abdominals drawing inward and upward, right? It's kind of like from the pubic bone to the navel to the solar plexus. There's this inward lateral hug happening, and then a relaxation from the top down on the in-breath. Then see if you can continue to work with the abdominal muscles that way, bottom to top on the exhale, relaxing top to bottom on the inhale without opening the mouth. So just nose breathing now, right? And then since you have some familiarity with breath holding, you can do the exhale, hugging inward, and then just pause for maybe 3 to 5 seconds and do a little breath hold, a little breath suspension afterwards to give a little more strength and support to those abdominal core muscles. So that's your transverse abdominis that's moving in as you exhale and out as you inhale. And we want to get it stronger. It wraps around, it actually forms like a little corset. It attaches to the pubic bone at the bottom and to the ribs at the top, and then it actually laterally wraps around the entire waist, and it doesn't attach to the spine, but it attaches to the connective tissue that attaches to the spine. So if at any point you start to feel like you've lost that connection to the abdominals on the exhale, and you want to go back and do the shh, it's a nice, I call it training wheels. It just helps to get the synchronicity between the exhalation and the abdominals activated that way. And then, slowing the exhale down, and at the same time, thinking of with it being slower doesn't mean it has to be bigger, right? It can stay very thread thin, just very like a light whisper of breath out, right? And then a gentle, relaxed intake of breath. So it's almost with this core breathing as if the active part of the breath becomes the exhale and the inhale becomes passive. So really you don't have to even put any effort into getting breath in, just simply let go of the abdominals, and can you feel that the breath just happens? So that's your diaphragm. The diaphragm's really smart. If you take the diaphragm into its resting position, and the resting phase for the diaphragm is exhale, and if you take it into its restful position by engaging the abdominals this way and drawing the lower ribs in, when you let go of that contraction, the diaphragm knows exactly how to breathe you. You can trust it. It will simply move down. That's its active phase, and press the lower ribs out, creating the vacuum for the lungs to fill. So notice what's happening as you're doing core breathing, just noticing what's happening in your mind, what's happening with the breath itself, your overall sense of tension or relaxation or calm or kind of jazz, just what you're experiencing. Okay. And now I'm going to have you just take a finger underneath your nose and just observe as you continue with the core breathing, the quantity of air that's brushing across your finger, and just scale it back a bit, 10%, 20%, to where you just get that hint of a little bit less than satisfying. And it's really important that you maintain a sustainable light breath, right? You don't want to push yourself over the edge of the cliff, right? So you want to find what I call the Zen zone of tolerable discomfort, right? Where it's just a little less than satisfying, that idea of portion control. And yet there's still this sense of ease in that. And when you feel like you've got that level, then you can release your hand and bring it back onto your belly. And continue with the core breath, but maybe a little bit less exaggerated, so that you're shifting now from core breathing to what I call subtle breathing. It's still abdominally diaphragmatic in its action, right? And there's still that sense of grounding and quieting as you draw the belly in, but it's very light. Everything becomes a little lighter and more subtle. It's the light touch of engagement with the abdominals in with the exhale and releasing out with the inhale. And maybe as you're doing this, as you're exhaling, you can also or in the pause, let's say, after the exhale, it's having you do a 3 or 5 second pause, you can add a little mantra that just is like, here and now. Like it's just calling you into presence, just being here and now. And there's something about the core breathing that actually reinforces that. Yeah, like there's a sense of connection to your lower body, your seat on the chair, the groundedness of your posture, right? So that it's just quieting everything up top, right? Here and now. So then let's take this into a breath hold. So as you are moving into your breath hold, you're going to inhale, exhale lightly through the nose, and then seal your nose. I'm going to have you sway gently as you do this. And as you sway, again, it's like here and now, here and now, here and now, here and now. And tuning in to when you feel that it's time to breathe. And you're going to let go, so that, the breath is perhaps a little amplified in the first breath or two, but then bring it right back down to your abdominal diaphragmatic movement, right? Come back to your mantra, here and now. Settle your breath. And after you feel like it's settled, then do another cycle of short breath hold. Again, with the sway and here and now. Just hear yourself. The pace of the mantra even has a kind of slow, comforting, sort of soothing rhythm to it. Here and now. Here and now. Here and now. Here and now. Good. And then again, noticing there's a little more chest expansion in that initial breath after the breath hold, but then you work with it, right? Low and slow. Hug the abdominals in gently. You can even bring them in a little bit more, right? And pause, and that will help to settle the breath more easily. Good. And then relax your hands and just keep your eyes closed for a moment. Let your breath just return to a natural breath and notice then if you are able to sustain that connection to the abdominal diaphragmatic rhythm, right? Like I said, recruiting the abdominals in a gentle fashion, right? To be the primary players on team diaphragm and maintain the passivity of the chest and the neck and the jaw. Right, so then gently opening your eyes, and let's hear what your experience was.
First of all, thank you for that. I already feel quite relaxed. I can already just tell the way I'm speaking. That's calmed me down, which is quite nice.